Outlaw soul, let the cold wind move. Blacked out heart with a bloodstained out heart with a bloodstained truth. I don't judge no man, I just clock his stride. Seen saints turn snake when the well run dry. Don't care about your car or the tags on your feet. I care how you act when the pressure gets deep. Preachers push dope while the dealers find God. I've seen killers break down when the time hits hard. Don't claim you solid, stand tall when it hits. When the cuffs go tight and your name's on the list. Talk slow, move wise, keep that heat in the dark. Where I'm from, it's your code, not your face that marks. You ride for your blood, you bleed for your name. Then walk through the fire and come back the same. Don't speak, just ride, let the smoke roll slow. You don't know who you are till the fire gets close. Outlaw soul, let the cold wind move. Blacked out heart with a bloodstained truth. We don't talk, we feel, we weigh, we choose. You don't prove real unless you got something to lose. I was raised where the roads crack and break your back, where the law runs shady and the church deals packs, where a man might pray with a gun on his thigh and a good girl sin just to get by. It's blood in the soil, it's rules in the cell. It's 100 fake hugs for one that's real. You don't floss down here, we measure your truth by how you hold firm when it's you or the noose. It's the dirt on your boots, not the gold on your neck. It's the silence you keep when they come for respect. No need to talk tough, we can tell by your soul. Outlaws don't bark, we just dig the hole. Don't speak, just ride, let the smoke roll slow. You don't know who you are till the fire gets close. Outlaw soul, let the cold wind move. Blacked out heart with a bloodstained truth. We don't talk, we feel, we weigh, we choose. You don't prove real unless you got something to lose.
To the ancestors, known and unknown, Ashe. To the gods, known and unknown, Ashe. All the praise, all the glory be to the Most High. What's going on, guys? It's your favorite cosmic warrior, back at you with another Galactic Transmission. So, today, we're going to start off with, what are we getting into? We're getting into the Gospel of Peter. But before we get into the introduction of that, we have the Appendix 2. Apocryphal Christian Gospels outside Gnosticism. Not every gospel outside the New Testament is Gnostic, and not every apocryphal writing speaks in riddles or visions. In this final part of the collection, you step outside the world of Gnosis and into another stream of early Christian imagination, one that still flows beyond the boundaries of the canon, and with a different tone and purpose. Here you will encounter two gospels known as apocryphal writings, text about the life, death, or afterlife of Yeshua that was circulated, read, and cherished in the first centuries of Christianity, but never included in the official Bible. Why are these gospels included here? Because they offer you something essential, perspective. These writings do not belong to the tradition of Gnosis. They are not focused on secret knowledge or mystical cosmology. Instead, they invite you into the world of early Christian storytelling, narratives built to preserve events, dramatize the passion of Christ, and illuminate his descent into the underworld. They remind you that the spiritual landscape of the early church was varied and dynamic, not confined to hidden teachings alone. What these Gospels show is that early Christianity was never a single, unified voice. It was layered, contested, evolving. It was made up of communities struggling to understand who Yeshua was, and what he meant, and how his story should be told. Some turned to inner revelation, others celebrated divine power, triumph, and tangible deeds. By including these two Gospels in the second appendix, texts that stand outside the Gnostic core, but within the broader Christian imagination, you are not blurring lines. You are broadening your vision. You are remembering that the story of Christ was retold in many voices, not all of which fit neatly into later theological categories. Some voices were mystical, some were political, some were historical, some were deeply creative. These Gospels belong here because they belong to the same living moment in history, the same creative explosion of meaning that surrounded Yeshua in the centuries after his death. They belong because they carry echoes of forgotten traditions. They belong because they still matter to the spiritual world you have inherited, even if they traveled paths the mainstream later abandoned. What they offer you is not a correction of the Gnostic Gospels, nor a contradiction, but a counterpoint, a different way of listening, a way of remembering that the early Yeshua movement was not a closed system, but an open field of questions, stories, and possibilities. These are not Gospels of Gnosis, but they are Gospels, and they are still worth hearing. The Gospel of Peter. Introduction to the Gospel of Peter. The Gospel of Peter is a unique and enigmatic text that offers a compelling alternative perspective to the final days of Yeshua's life. It is not merely a retelling of familiar events, but a bold reimagining of the passion, death, and resurrection, steeped in symbolism and mystery. Discovered among the Nag Hammadi text, this gospel offers a raw, powerful look at the divine drama, highlighting themes of suffering, betrayal, and transformation. In contrast to the canonical Gospels, the Gospel of Peter centers on the cosmic implications of Christ's death, drawing us not only into the physical events of the crucifixion, but also into the spiritual and metaphysical dimensions that underlie them. Their narrative is blunt in its portrayal of violence and mockery, yet also deeply redemptive, offering the hope of resurrection and new life. The text presents a vivid portrayal of Yeshua's final moments and the aftermath, focusing on the cosmic struggle and the divine victory over death. What stands out in this gospel is its mystical undercurrent, a sense of awe and wonder that permeates the text, particularly in the resurrection scene. Here, we witness not only the physical events, but also the profound spiritual consequences of Yeshua's victory. The resurrection is not just the restoration of Yeshua's body, but the opening of a door to eternal life for all who choose to follow his path. Written in a style that is once uncompromising and evocative, the gospel speaks directly to those seeking a deeper understanding of the passion narrative. It is a call to reflect on the transformative power of Christ's death, not just as an event that happened long ago, but as a living, breathing mystery that continues to speak to the soul. The crucifixion and resurrection are portrayed here as part of a much larger cosmic struggle between light and darkness, and the text invites the reader to confront these forces within themselves. While the language of the Gospel of Peter may seem blunt at times, it offers a raw, unfiltered vision of the ultimate redemption and restoration. It challenges us to look beyond the familiar narratives of suffering and joy to see the divine mystery at work in ways we might never have imagined. This text asks us to not simply accept the story, but to live it, to enter into its mystery and allow it to transform us. Here, we aim to bring the power and rawness of the original text to modern readers, making its profound message more accessible without losing its mystical and transformative essence. The story of passion, death, and resurrection is retold here, and an emphasis on the spiritual truths that underlie it, inviting you, the reader, to engage with it as a living, breathing truth that speaks directly to the heart. Historical context. The Gospel of Peter likely originated in the second half of the 2nd century CE, possibly in Syria or Egypt. Although not Gnostic in nature, it offers a vivid, dramatized account of Yeshua's passion, death, and resurrection, distinct from the canonical Gospels. It includes striking details such as a talking cross and a cosmic depiction of the resurrection. Early church authorities eventually rejected it for theological reasons, but it remains a valuable witness to the diversity of early Christian thought. The Gospel of Peter, the text. Part 1. The Passion and Mocking of Yeshua. Among the Jews, no one washed their hands, not Herod, nor any of his judges. When they refused, Pilate stood up and took action. Then King Herod commanded that the Lord be brought before him, said to them, "Do whatever I have commanded you to do to him." Joseph, a friend of both Pilate and the Lord, stood by, witnessing the preparations for crucifixion. Seeing that the moment of Yeshua's death was approaching, he went to Pilate and asked for the Lord's body so that he could bury it. Pilate, after consulting with Herod, agreed and sent for the body. Herod replied, "Brother Pilate, even if no one has asked for him, we would have buried him anyway, for the Sabbath is about to begin. It is written in the law, the sun should not set on one who has been executed." Herod handed Yeshua over to the people before the first day of the festival of unleavened bread. The crowd, full of malice, grabbed hold of Yeshua, dragging him through the streets and shouting, "Let us drag the Son of God, having authority over him." They dressed him in purple and seated him upon a judgment seat, mocking him with the words, "Judge justly, King of Israel." One bystander brought a crown of thorns and placed it upon Yeshua's head. Others spat in his face, slapped his cheeks, and pierced him with a reed. Some even scourged him, saying, "With this honor, let us honor the Son of God." Part 2. The Crucifixion and Death of Yeshua. As they led Yeshua away to be crucified, they compelled a man named Simon, a native of Syrian, to carry his cross. A crowd followed him, and among them were many women who wept and mourned for him. But Yeshua turned to them and said, "Daughters of Jerusalem, do not weep for me, for yourselves and your children. Do not weep for me, but for yourselves and your children. The time is coming when people will say, 'Blessed are those who never bore children, and the ones who never nursed.' And they will call to the mountains, 'Fall upon us,' and to the hills, 'Cover us.' If they do these things when the tree is still green, what will happen when it is dry?" 2 others were crucified alongside Yeshua, one to his right, the other to his left. As people walked past the scene, they scoffed and shook their heads in disbelief. "Weren't you the one who claimed you could tear down the temple and rebuild it in just 3 days? Then save yourself. If you really are the Son of God, come down from that cross." Religious leaders, priests, scribes, and elders mocked him as well. He helped others, they sneered, but now he can't even help himself. If he's truly the King of Israel, let him step down from that cross. Then we might believe. He put his trust in God. Let's see if God wants to rescue him now. Didn't he claim to be God's son? Even those being crucified with him hurled insults, joining in the cruel chorus. From noon onward, a strange darkness spread across the land. lasting until mid-afternoon. Then, around 3 o'clock, Yeshua cried out with a loud voice, "Eli, Eli, lema sabachthani?" My God, why have you abandoned me?" Some standing nearby misunderstood, thinking he was calling for Elijah. One person quickly ran and filled a sponge with sour wine, lifting it to Yeshua on a stick. But others said, "Wait, let's see if Elijah shows up to rescue him." Yeshua cried out again, and then he breathed his last breath. At that very moment, the curtain in the temple tore in two from top to bottom. The ground trembled, rocks cracked open, and graves split apart. Many holy ones who had died there raised, and after Yeshua rose, they entered the city and appeared to others. When the Roman centurion and the guards witnessed the earthquake and all that had occurred, fear overcame them. "This man truly was the Son of God," they said. At a distance, several women were watching. They had been following Yeshua since Galilee, supporting him in his mysteries. Among them were Mary Magdalene, Mary, the mother of James and Joseph, and the mother of the sons of Zebedee. As evening approached, a respected and wealthy follower of Yeshua named Joseph from the town of Arimathea went to Pilate to request the body. Pilate agreed and ordered that it be released. Joseph took Yeshua's body, wrapped it in fresh linen, and laid it in his own new tomb carved into the rock. He rolled a heavy stone across the entrance before leaving. Mary Magdalene and the other Mary remained there, sitting across from the tomb, keeping watch. The next day, following the day of the preparation, the chief priests and Pharisees went to Pilate. "Sir," they said, "we remember that deceiver once said, 'After 3 days I will rise again.' Please secure the tomb until then. If his disciples come and steal the body, they'll claim he rose from the dead, and his deception will be even worse than the first." Pilate replied, "Take some guards. Do whatever you need to make the tomb secure." So they sealed the stone at the entrance and posted guards to keep watch. Part 3. The Resurrection and the Great Commission. At dawn on the first day of the week, after the Sabbath had passed, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to see the tomb where Yeshua had been laid. Suddenly the earth trembled with a violent quake, for a divine messenger had descended from the heavens. The angel rolled away the stone, blocking the entrance, and sat upon it, his appearance dazzling like lightning, his robe shining brighter than snow. The guards were so overwhelmed with fear that they collapsed, paralyzed as if lifeless. The angel turned to the women and reassured them, "Don't be afraid. I know you're searching for Yeshua, who was crucified, but he is not here. He has been raised, just as he said he would be. Come, see the place where his body once lay. Then hurry and bring the news to his disciples. He is alive and is going ahead of you to Galilee. You will see him there. That is the message I was sent to give you." With hearts racing, full of wonder and joy, the women ran from the tomb to share the news. On the way, Yeshua himself appeared before them. "Peace to you," he said. They ran to him, fell at his feet, and embraced him in worship. Then Yeshua said, "Do not be afraid. Go tell my brothers to meet me in Galilee. That is where they will see me." Meanwhile, some of the guards made their way into the city and told the chief priests everything they had witnessed. The religious leaders quickly called a meeting with the elders and decided on a plan. They gave the soldiers a generous bribe and told them, "Say that his disciples came during the night and stole the body while you were asleep. If the governor hears about this, we'll speak on your behalf and make sure you stay out of trouble." The guards accepted the money and followed their orders. This story spread among the people and is still repeated to this day. Later, the 11 remaining disciples traveled to Galilee, to the mountain where Yeshua had told them to go. When they saw him, they worshipped him. Though some still carried doubt in their hearts, Yeshua came close and said, "All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. So now, go and make disciples of every nation, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Teach them to follow everything I have commanded you. And remember, I am with you always, even to the very end of time." With you till the very end of time. Time. What is time? Yeshua's teachings, many people, many Christians, they go to church religiously, yet they do not follow the teachings of Yeshua. The name, Yeshua's name, holds weight, holds authority. Calling upon it. I've talked about, there's things that are, what are they called? They're called, Bashar talks about it. It's like permission passes, right? It's, Yeshua's teachings. Yeshua taught that, those will come that will do greater than I. That could be me. Well, that is me. That is you. That is all of us. If we're able to realize that. If we're able to realize that. But interesting, but it's the way that his teachings were perverted by the Pharisees back then. The teachings are still perverted to this day by the Pharisees. No one, true Christians, true Christians, what are true Christians? Most Christianity doesn't follow the teachings of Christ. They don't. They think they do. That's the greatest deception of the devil. That everyone knows the devil's a great deceiver, but no, the devil wouldn't be in our holy place. But what did Yeshua teach us? The temple is within us. It's not a physical place. It's within us. The physical places are defiled. The physical places are promoting lies, promoting deceit. Churches used to be healing centers. Healing centers. Not false indoctrination centers. That's not what they were. What's interesting is watching, conflict. Conflict in me is, I watch, watching Trump do certain things, right? Some things, morally just I firmly stand by, right? But other things, I have a hard time trying to make it make sense to myself. Because I firmly believe on the founding fundamentals of our nation. But what was our nation founded upon? It was founded upon Christian beliefs that we swayed way far from. But what are the Christian beliefs that our nation, our country was founded upon? Well, usury, which is lending people money and charging an interest. Usury was illegal in Christian nations. So the U.S. has not been a Christian nation for a long fucking time. Ever since we let that certain group of people come in, because they say, hey, you know what? The Christians aren't allowed to lend money to people and charge them interest. So guess what? We can do it for you. We can do it. We'll collect all the money. And then guess what? When people can't pay, we'll take all of their possessions, their house, their wealth. We'll take everything that's been passed down from generations. We'll take it all. Because the Christians can't do it. So we'll do it. Because we're God's chosen people. We're God's chosen people to take all the wealth for ourselves. Because we are God's chosen people. The fuck they are. God hasn't been in this nation for a long fucking time. Our actions state that. It's visible. How do you not see it? A Christian nation? A Christian nation. only in our country, with freedom of speech, we're allowed to speak freely against our government. But heavens forbid, heavens will come crashing down if we ever speak the truth about those fucking group of people, those group of God's chosen people. If we speak about them, if we tell the truth about them, heavens forbid, my government will get me in trouble. But I can speak against my government with no problem. But heavens forbid I speak against those people. Make that make sense. Who runs our nation? Is it Christians? Because this shit was never allowed in Christian nations. Those group of people got kicked out of every fucking country because they don't follow those rules. Because they're corrupt. They corrupt everywhere their feet touch. Every soil that their land touches. It goes from prosperous to death. The mindsets don't change. The fucked up mindsets get passed down from generation to generation. But consciousness. You can't get rid of consciousness. Christ consciousness. They try to disconnect us from the Most High. The Pharisees, the Sadducees, those motherfuckers are still doing it to this motherfucking day. A Christian nation. But our country, our nation was formed on that, right? And so I'm torn, I believe in free will, right? I'm a firm believer in free will. To each his own, It's the golden rules, do not cause harm to other people, their property, stay in your own fucking lane. Stay in your own lane, mind your own business, right? Don't just be a decent fucking person. I shouldn't have to tell you how to be a decent person. We know those things, but we choose otherwise. We choose for selfish reasons not to. But separation of church and state. That was a very crucial part in the establishment of our nation. A very crucial part. Because they saw the impact that it's had in other places. And no, we got to keep this separate. And then we had, I grew, I was homeschooled at the time. But I grew up in an era where, they, pledged allegiance. And, we still had, certain aspects of religion in schools, religion in state. We had certain aspects of it. It wasn't completely removed. It's tough because on one hand it's I think it should be a separation of church and state because it's But religion, religions are, it's a personal interpretation of spirituality. That's what any religion is. The spiritual journey is a journey that we go on ourselves to connect with the Most High. It's a solo journey. But it's we're all on the same journey, but it's all different. But a separation of church and state. But it's what my mind's being brought to is the way that our government restricts our religious, abilities. I don't do sacrifices. I don't believe in that sort of shit, right? That's not going to get you anything, right? I don't believe in that shit. I believe in sacrificing your ego. I believe in sacrificing your wants of the flesh. You know what I mean? I don't believe in sacrificing others so you can get ahead. That's fuckery. You know what I mean? But it's... I see things that Trump's doing and, bringing in, making prayer and, religion as a more of a staple part of our nation, which, that's what our nation was formed upon to begin with. So in one sense, we're going back to the roots, right? But then again, it's constantly stated, separation of church and state, constantly stated. But it's interesting too is, you watch how Christians are treated all around the world. You watch how Christians are treated in Muslim countries. And as we're accepting to all in America, you keep your laws and you keep all whatever mindset, whatever laws that you have in your country, you keep that the fuck there. That stays there. Your laws do not cross into our borders. Your rules do not cross into our borders. Because what happens to us in your countries? Off with their head. Do you think we're going to... As long as I have a voice, I will not stay silent to allow that to happen here. Fuck no. I believe in freedom of speech. I believe in contradicting opinions. Guess what? I'm the embodiment of that. I am the full embodiment of contradiction. According to man's eyes, man's laws, man's regulations and rules, is I'm a sinner. But I'm touched by the Most High. I'm anointed. Make that make sense. I'm a contradiction. But it's man's laws, man's rules, fuck man. And well, that's the problem too. Never mind. But it's... it's people's actions. People's words say one thing. But their actions normally tell a different story. But it's hard to, because you can't judge everything you can't judge whole groups just by fractions of that group, right? Which a lot of times there are. Groups are judged by the extremists, because it's the extremists that take action. A lot of things are formed in theory with great thought in theory. But theories, but it's you get down to the core of a lot of things, and you get to learn the real meaning, the true meaning of why things came into existence, groups, peoples, things like that. And it's maybe at one point it started with good intentions, it started with good, but man happens, corruption happens. If money's involved in anything, you can guarantee there's corruption. It's a fact. Anything good, because a lot of problems people have is based on money. And so what do? Let's form a committee to help people. Let's form a group and we'll take donations. But then there's always corruption. There's always the fuck people that insert themselves into there. There's always those people. So what are we just going to stop all programs to help people because of those fuckheads? No, we make the punishment more severe. We strike the fear of God in them and make them not want to fuck everyone over. How about that? But no, now we coddle to them. You were a bad boy. Here's a little slap on the wrist. Don't do it again. I hope you don't do it again. I really hope you don't. I hope you listen to me this time. Motherfucker, get your shit right. Come on. That's the problem. The fucked up shit is the way that we throw the motherfucking book at people. The way we throw people away for life, and for what? For non-violent offenses? The problem is when we have prison systems that they only exist to make money. They were only formed to make money, and so they can only stay in existence to make money. And so a business, that's what it is. The jail and prison systems are businesses. They're privately owned. Privately owned. It's privately owned. Privately owned. Privately. Do we not see a problem with that? We're okay with that? I'm not. I never have been. But it's all of our systems. All of our systems are fucked. All of our systems are corrupt. Very few of our systems are actually beneficial to us at all. Well, spiritually, definitely not. They're not beneficial to us spiritually at all. Everything is detrimental to us. The FDA, Federal Drug and Alcohol, Drug Administration, and they make sure that everything we consume is healthy. Right, healthy, yeah, healthy, sure. But it's okay, if you get sick, you can go to our hospitals and we'll make you all better. with our man-made poison. Oh, sorry, cures, our man-made cures. What cure? What cure? There's no cures. All they do is they make a new pharmaceutical to mask the deeper problems. That's all they do. They mask it. And guess what? For each mask comes with a new price. And each new tolerance that you build up, it's going to come at a new price too. Until you can't pay anymore. Until you pay the ultimate price. Yeah, fuck all these systems. Well, that's how I feel. We'll sum that all up just with that. Fuck all these systems, because I really don't fucking like. I distaste all of them. Why? Because I see it. I see it for what it is. Very slim amount of good. Very slim. The amount of bad packed into that motherfucker. Woo! It's like those memes. It's like that card dealer. It's like, man, I can fit so many bad decisions in this bitch. It's like, fuck. It's like, well, look at the U.S. It's like we can't even, we have too many bad decisions. We can't even fit in our country. We gotta expand our border out even more. Sounds like the Roman Empire, don't it? How'd that work out for them? Really well, didn't it? Well, I guess so. They never really went away, did they? Interesting. They're still kind of in control. They just had to go underground. They just couldn't be as public and mainstream. They had to go behind closed doors and work in the dark. But do you think they ever went away? Fuck no. Think they ever lost control? Fuck no! Only joke is that we think that they did. Ha! Joke's on us, motherfuckers. Joke's on us. But yeah. How you guys doing? Let's get some music on.
Mama Warren. I live my life like a match in the wind. Thought I could outrun the judgment within. Carried secrets like oil on my skin.
What do I want to do?
But fire found every place I've been. A voice in the flame said, son, be still. I break what I burn, but I bend it to heal. Fire never lies. It'll burn what ain't true. Strip down your pride till there's nothing but you. All my scars, all my cries ain't hidden from the heat, 'cause the fire never lies. They said the furnace ain't meant for the saved, but the good get tried just the same. I heard him in the crackle and spark, not in the light but the holy dark. He don't just cleanse, he consumes, till there's nothing left but an empty tomb. Fire never lies. It'll burn what ain't true. Strip down your pride till there's nothing but you. All my sins, all my ties, burn clean in the flame, 'cause the fire never lies. I've seen liars quote the word, but the flame don't flinch when the truth gets hurt. You can fool men with a holy disguise, but not the one where the fire never lies. Fire never lies. It'll test your soul, melt down your idols, make the broken whole. Let it judge, let it rise. I'll meet my God. say work hard and you'll get ahead, but I'm just breaking my back instead. Clocking in just to pay that rent. Ain't much left when the day is spent. Boss man talking about living the dream that's built on my routine. They raise the price, we keep the pace, running in place just to stay in the race. We built this town with our two hands, blood in the dirt, sweat in the sand. They make the rules, we make it stand. Yeah, this land runs on the working man. Bills stack high, paychecks thin, round and around that wheel we spin. They fly first class, we drive beat trucks, still showing up when the world gets rough. We built this town with our two hands, blood in the dirt, sweat in the sand. They make the rules, we make it stand. Yeah, this land runs on the working man. Don't need your pity, don't need your crown. We're the folks that keeps it spinning around. One more day, we'll take that stand. You can't buy soul from the working man. We built this town with our two hands, blood in the dirt, sweat in the sand. They make the rules, we make it stand. Yeah, this land runs on the working man. We built this town with our two hands, blood in the dirt, sweat in the sand. They make the rules, we make it stand. Yeah, this land runs on the working man. I never begged fate to hand me a crown. I built my throne from every time they swore I stayed down. They called it reckless, I called it something more. Some souls are forged in fire, and I made to live by law. My past kicks to the dust while I'm walking ahead. If tomorrow brings thunder, I dance in the dread. I don't fear burning bridges, I ignite them proud. Cause the fire in my footsteps always roll.
It's the storm's never ending. Trying to set you up. It's creating storm after storms after storm. And trying to prevent you from getting any rest. But it's lack of funding. But it's. The lack of funding falling apart. It could be financially, it could be emotionally, it could be mentally. You know, but interesting. Some things have to fall apart for things to fall into place. They're learning to put some respect on your name because all their attempts, interesting there, it's energy, it's giving energy to multiple people. All their attempts to try to stop you, stop your growth. But setting you up, it's a lot of times the setup is to set up situations so that we react to it horribly. so that we react to it in a way that we bring on more karma onto ourselves. You know, but to learn to put some respect on your name, because it's, you know, but it's our character. It's our character that doesn't change. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, it's like some people, you know, you put them through enough of the same situations, and eventually, you know, they're going to stop handling it in a morally just way. You know, they're going to, you know, I don't know, they're just going to handle it aggressively is what it's giving. But it's containing our anger, containing our aggression, containing it. You know, but it's the respect for, it's the ways that we can restrain ourselves when it'll be the same motherfuckers that are intentionally trying to put us into situations, right? It's those motherfuckers that will know that they wouldn't be able to handle a portion of what they send out. But it's like, how the fuck are they doing it? Because if it was me, hell no, I wouldn't keep doing it. And with a smile on my face, keep getting up every day. The smile on your face, see, just putting a smile on your face. It's the letter just C-E just got revealed in that part, but it's seeing everything. It's seeing everything that they did to try to prevent you from moving forward. But it's like, oh, interesting. It's like giving ice, right? They wanted to, you know, it's like, we're going to send some ice to you and freeze you up. Ooh! And right, they send the ice, but it's, you know, you got ice skates. You know, they thought you were going to be stuck and frozen. It's like, okay, in those shoes, but I can slip out of these shoes and I can put on my ice skates and I can go skating along. Skating along. Multiple people skating along. Skating along, but false prophets skating along. You know, but it's the, you know, it's the energy of a group of people that subscribe to false beliefs, whether it be knowingly or unknowingly. Either I knowingly know that this is some fuck shit, but hey, I'm choosing it because I'm probably getting something out of it, or I'm just an ignorant fuck and I just don't know any better. Ignorance. You know, but it'll be the same ass motherfuckers that'll make deals with lower entities that don't believe in the Most High. Make that one make sense.
It's too loud. I don't follow maps, I don't walk their lane. If the world draws borders, I redraw the frame. I burn all bridges just to watch them go, 'cause I never walk the roads I walked before. I rise from ashes, they said I'd die, and savage heart beating like a war drum crying. I burn all bridges, don't regret the flame. Fire in my blood, I don't need your name. If the mall draws lines, I'll cross them all. I burn all bridges, 'cause I don't return. Outlaw will, no sound in my stride, but the world stands still. I don't wait on mercy.
No, but it's begging. You know, standing in your power, standing in your authority. It's no longer begging for what's already mine. It's commanding what's already mine. Speaking it into existence. Speaking it into existence. It's like, interesting. It's back to the group with all of our balls combined. speaking into existence. It's like they were living under the false belief that with all of our balls combined, with all of them combined, we'll have a pair big enough. It's, hey, thank you. But it's no. You know, but it's like, you know, but it's with all of our balls combined, but then the September falling. It's, you know, it's the weight of all their choices, of all their decisions. It's the weight of it all. You know, they built that tower, and they climbed all the way up to that tower with it. And then the wind's blowing, and the wind's blowing, and that weight that they carried up there with them, it's blowing too. And then when one goes, they all go. When one goes, they all go. But it's also, but it's for you, it's the mentality. It's the programming. It's no longer giving in to the mindsets that bring your downfall. It's being able to see when the contracts are complete. And it no longer serves you. And if it no longer serves me, if I already learned everything I need to learn, well, what do I have to gain from staying here? Learning the same lessons? Already did it. Already passed. Why the fuck do I want to stay here? I don't. I'm going to keep it moving. But it's the realization, it's being able to see that we're not stuck here. It's the realization that I'm not stuck here. It's being able to, it's the realization, it's knowing that I'm only stuck when I allow myself to be stuck. You know, I easily manipulate. It's, people only manipulate you if you allow them to. And when you stop allowing them to, what happens? It all falls down. Not so easy to manipulate now, am I? It's, you know, but it's the way that we choose to allow people to manipulate us. Out of what? You know, love, sense of obligation, loyalty, duty. When was the last time we evaluated those things? When was the last time we reevaluated that label that we put onto those people and those places? When was the last time we reevaluated that? You know, but reevaluating, it's sometimes everything must fall apart so it can fall into place. But you know, other times it's you're watching it fall apart, and it's like, okay, this is the falling apart. But then it's after, you know, it's the realization, being able to see how everything had to fall apart. But yeah, it may have appeared that it was falling apart, but it was all falling right into place. Everything was happening exactly as it needed to. Not, you know, it doesn't make sense the right here and the right now. It's in the reflection later on that, oh, now I get it. That's when it comes. But that's why we live in the moment, and we don't fight. You know, we don't fight the cosmic flow. We just go with it. Because when you're fighting it, it's, what are you fighting for? To keep yourself stuck in repetitive cycles? That's normally what we're fighting for. But it, you know, forgive us for we do not know what we do. It's, you know, we're mad at the situations that we're in, but we're continually choosing it by our choices and our decisions, by our lack of the work. Our choices, our decisions. Everything. Our reality is a pure manifestation of every thought, word, action, everything of us. It can be influenced by others, but it's a product of our thoughts, our actions, our emotions, our thoughts, ours. You know, we a lot of times we're upset at our environment with little to zero realization that maybe, just maybe, it's because of me. It's because of my thoughts, my actions, my choices, my decisions, mine. Not other people's, not one other motherfucking person except for myself. You know, but that's a tough pill for a lot of people to swallow. And that's that message right there. That's for somebody.
One by one, if I lose my strength, hold me still till my heart learns what is will. Hold my days, keep me near through the way, through the fear. If I break before I pray, stay with me, hold my day, hold my day, hold my day, hold my day. looking for a sign, just a reason not to hide. If this storm's the way you teach, then let your mercy reach. Behold my days, don't let them run. They're heavy now, one by one. If I fall before I stand, keep me steady in your hand. Hold my days till the end. Be my strength, not just a friend. If I break before I pray, stay with me, hold my days, hold my days, oh, hold my days. Yeah. This here's a hymn for the broken, the unseen, the unheard, the ones who cry in silence and pray nobody hears. Down in the valley, the wolves still breathe. I move like a shadow with pain on my sleeve. Mercy was buried, hope turned to dust, but I rose from the ashes, cause rising's a must. Cross on my back for the ones left behind. I speak for the fallen, the lost and the blind. Baptized in smoke, born out of flame, raised by the struggle, no father, no name. This one's for the misfits, the hurt and betrayed. A hymn for the broken, the ones that they fade. I carry their silence, the fire, the grief. A rust-crowned soul with no chance for relief. For ghosts in the corners and hearts full of rain. I walk through the fire, I carry their pain. Their sorrow's my gospel, their shame is my creed. I bleed so the hopeless can finally breathe. Ain't no dawn, ain't no peace, just fire in the sky. I walk through the flames so your hurt won't die. Baptized in torment, crowned in the flame. We rise like prophets, no face, no name. I don't spit for the charts, I spit for the curse. Kids with no gods, just hunger and thirst. Pain in my bars, like a knife when it twists. Each verse is a scar that the light never kissed. No halo above me, just battles and scars. I've slept in the silence, beneath broken stars. Swedish born, but I carry that weight. My sermons are written in fire and faith. I don't pray, I haunt, I don't fold, I bend. Raised by the woods and the ghosts of my friends. A shadow with purpose, a storm in command. No stage, just dirt, no mic, just these hands. Ain't no dawn, ain't no peace, just fire in the sky. I walk through the flames so your hurt won't die. Baptized in torment, crowned in the flame. We rise like prophets, no face, no name. Love and respect for you all, for the sinners, the saints, and the ones who still crawl.
You know what's just going through my mind? It's two things. It's the realization of the amount of people that I heal. From doing these videos. I heal more people than churches do. Which is sad. It's really sad. But true healing. What does church teach you how to do? Churches teach you how to put a Band-Aid on things. I rip that whole motherfucking Band-Aid off and I say, let's just get to it. But that's what it is. It's getting to it. It's not putting things off any longer. It's not giving in to the spirit of procrastination. It's today, I fucking slay that spirit of procrastination. And that motherfucker don't come back. And it's going to come knocking. Every day it might come knocking. Are you going to answer the door? Who do you answer the door for? Who's waiting out the door for us? Who's waiting at the door for us?
Go on and load, girl. Don't waste your wine. You drew that pistol when you spoke his name. I stood unarmed with my chest wide bare. You pulled that trigger like you didn't care. You shot me point blank, straight through. Every bullet I had, you sold it for silver, left me down bad. Guess loving a woman's the riskiest game. One squeeze of the hammer, nothing's the same. You shot me point blank, straight through the heart. No warning, no mercy, just tearing apart. Love's a smoking barrel, you held the gun. Now I'm bleeding out slowly and the damage is done.
You know, it's interesting. You know, curious about you. You know, shooting ourselves in the foot. You know, it's our own mentality. It's our own mentality. You know, curious about you. Curious about how you're able to see. You know, what the sad reality is, we're all shooting ourselves in our foots. Well, sometimes not just that. Sometimes we're shooting ourselves in that foot, but I didn't realize it, so now I'm going to shoot myself in that foot. Sometimes we shoot ourselves in the same feet. Sometimes we shoot ourselves everywhere. But guess what? It's all self-inflicted. But it's... curious. It's the curiosity of the... Because it's the woe is me card, right? The woe is me card is... It's, you know, it's... Well, knowingly or unknowingly. Unknowingly, a lot of times we're shooting ourselves in the foot. And then we want to cast the blame, and it's like we're playing hot potato with the gun. And it's like, I don't want the blame for this. Here, you take it. But it's not their blame. It's our blame. It's shifting the blame. It's no longer shifting the blame. It's no longer shifting the blame for our actions. It's no longer shifting the blame for our choices, for our decisions. It's accountability. It's, how can you be so accountable? You know, it's like you're admitting to that shit. Wait, no one even knows about that. No one's calling you out on it. You're just openly coming out front and admitting it. It's like, damn, why would you do that? It's a clearing process. It's transparency. It's knowing myself and not cowering away, not hiding from the shameful things that I've done, the shameful versions of myself that I've been. But shameful. But it's wearing that coat when applicable. Sometimes, the coat of shame, I made that motherfucker, and so I have to wear it. Other times, that coat of shame, other people wore it. Other people made it. I'm not going to wear it. I didn't make it. I don't have to wear it. I don't want that. I do not prefer that. You can keep that. You made that. That's yours. That shame you're trying to project onto me, that coat you were making of shame, that's not for me. That's for you. Because I don't see any. I have no shame. What's the shame? It's not necessarily. It's shameful how many times we go through the same situations and don't learn the lesson. And it's like, damn, how did I go through it that many times and I didn't learn? How am I still here after so many times with the same situation and still haven't learned? But frustration, that frustration that we all have, the frustration with the choices. Why do I continue to make these choices? Why do I continue to allow myself to make these choices? I know where this road goes, and so with the knowledge of knowing where this road goes, why do I keep choosing it? A lot of patterns. It's a lot of habits, a lot of patterns. It's just a lot of, it's all we knew. And a lot of it's even as interesting because as discomfortable as a lot of things can be on a soul level, on a flesh level, it's pretty comfortable because it coddles to us. It coddles to our sensitive feelings. It coddles to our sensitive sense of reality. It coddles to us. So it's safe for us there. Oh, but it's also fun too. Yeah, but it's, but the ways that we limit ourselves to fun. And what types of fun? But it's a lot of... They're curious about how you're having so much fun finding out so much about yourself. It's like overwhelming. It's given the energy that it would have been overwhelming to them. It's overwhelming to learn how much negative we have. How much, it's false labels. How many things that we labeled as positive, right? Because society, religion, people, family, whatever it is, influenced us, or maybe it was just us without any influence. But it's the labels that we put on things that it's a reevaluation. It's a reevaluation, but it's going out west. Going out west, the gold rushes and everything. It's people gathered up the necessities and taking only the necessities. Packing up, going out west, packing up. But it's the shift, from the south node to the north node. Oh, that's interesting. It's packing up everything that we thought we once knew and packing it all up and fucking chucking it away. Fuck what you thought you knew. Because you never knew shit. It's the more we learn, it's the more that we remember. Because we never learned anything. We only remembered things. But it's the more that we remember, that we never really know anything or learned anything. But what do we spend all this time learning? Systems, Systems. We became so good at studying these systems because that's what we're taught to do, and so we can pass these tests and we can get good jobs and certifications and degrees, and for what? Universally insignificant, spiritually insignificant, has no meaning, has no value, has no worth. It's packing all it's packing everything up that no longer serves us. It's like lost luggage, right? It's like lost luggage. It's like we go on the journey, right? And we pay, even when we sit there and we declutter, right? We think that we know what's important, what we need to take with us, what needs to come with us, right? And then we pack up just the essentials and we go on our journey. And then what happens? Our luggage gets lost, right? Our luggage gets lost. And it's like, some people will perceive it as, as life won't go on. But interesting. But life always goes on. Now I'm free to get a whole new wardrobe. But it's curious. It's the way to look at it like that. It's maybe I don't have the money for it. Maybe I'm dead ass broke and that was everything I fucking had and I just lost everything. But do I have to stay here and live in that mental hell? With the woe is me? That sucked, but hey, it's opening the possibility. Well, it's not opening the possibility. The only possibility now is I'm getting new stuff because I lost everything. And, but it's the way that we choose to perceive things. It's, when we head on the journey, we take what really mattered to us or what we thought really mattered to us, what we thought we couldn't live without, what we thought, But then sometimes, I didn't choose to have my luggage, mishandled or shipped somewhere else. I didn't choose for that, but here we are. What do I do now? It's being forced to go without. And then, but it's through the being forced to go without. It's like, damn, I guess I didn't really need that. I wanted it. It would have been nice to have, but I don't need it. But guess what? Sometimes it's through that process and that releasing that you're opening up the door, you're creating the space for something even greater, or which is what the whole intended purpose of that was to begin with. But you're still stuck holding on to the past. I want that luggage. I just decluttered everything and I kept all this little bit and this is what's important to me. But is it really though? But it's interesting. But the more times that we sit back and reevaluate things, it's the more it's like, damn, I put all that value, I put all of that value onto that one item, onto that one situation, onto that one person. I put all of this value onto that. But it's the difference of, the South Node is your fiat money. Not backed by anything. The North Node is backed by what? It's by gold standard. That's backed by universal law, spiritual law. It's backed by the universe, by the Most High. What do you want? You want fiat, made up, man-made? Or you want the Most High, cosmic, royalty? Yeah, I'll take that. You can keep the peasant shit. But keeping the peasant shit, the respect, but poverty is a mindset. Victim mentality, it's a mindset. Just because we may be victims doesn't mean we have to continue with the victim mindset. I know obviously every situation is different. Yeah, easier said than done too. Yeah, I get that. But that's the proper way to look at it.
Break crosses over mine, wind full of dust, spit from the crowd, iron and rust. I wasted my years, ran with the night, but hanging beside me was the giver of life. I got nothing to trade, just a broken plea. If you are the king, would you look at me?
Having nothing. Curious about you triggered. It's how after, we've worked, after we've witnessed everything be taken from you, some of it, we worked different ways. We mixed up different ways to take everything from you. But it's your connection to the Most High that can't be taken. We always have a choice. It's when our faith is questioned, it's a test. Are we gonna stand 10 toes down? Are we gonna we don't tap out, we tap in. That's what I teach here. I don't teach you to tap out. I don't teach you how to bring it to your breaking point and then just to fold. It's like, fuck no. It's interesting too. But how we fold? We fold over to reinforce and make ourselves stronger. Folding, making yourself stronger. Interesting. But I'm looking at the letter M. And an M, it's a shadow. It's a mirror of itself. Perfectly aligned. But as things unfold, there's more to it. It's not just that. Well, it could be looked at different things. An N, right? But is it just an N? Or what if we split it and open it up? It's opening up and giving thanks. But the Slim Shady, it's like shady behavior, but it's also, it's curious how you can give thanks for everything. Well, it's because you're able to see the lesson. And when you're able to see the lesson, what else do we have to give thanks for? Normally nothing. Other than if it wasn't for this lesson that I was able to find, and only by the grace of God was I able to find it, because I looked, and look and you shall receive. And if it wasn't for this lesson that I just found, I wouldn't have shit to give thanks for. And I'd be sitting here cursing, holding on to that negative energy. But guess what? I found the lesson. And so even though it was a shitty lesson, I did not appreciate it, I did not prefer it, hey, I learned it. And so thank you, I learned that lesson. Please do not send that to me again. I don't want to fucking do that. But it's the giving thanks. I found something to give thanks for. There's always something. Even if it's something small. Hey, it's still something, isn't it? You want to sit there and give thanks for the little small bit that you found? Or you want to sit here and you want to curse God for the amounts of lessons that you were blessed with given. You were given an endless amount of blessings in the form of a lesson. Are you observing it as a lesson? Are you observing it as a blessing? Or are you observing it as negative? There is no negative. There is no negative. The only negative is the way we perceive things. And the way that we perceive things. Now, but that your mind's a battlefield. The way that we perceive things is everything. Everything. Everything.
Yeah, we all heard the warning, still we ran toward the flame. Now we hide her hollow and insane, just the same. Ain't a flex, it's a curse. Ain't a dream, it's a hearse. Ain't too many laid out shirts, soak mom's burst. I rap what I live, not what I want y'all to chase. Ain't no future in the trap, just an early grave a case. I ain't never said it's cool, just said it's true. I ain't never sold a lie in my redneck blues. I talk guns, I talk drugs, I talk war and I talk pain. But if you got a choice, walk away from this game. We all been told, don't smoke that, don't shoot that vein.
You know, walking away. No, well, it's curious. It's they're offended, they're curious, they're triggered. How you can just walk away, but it's divinely guided. Divinely guided, you know. But it's interesting. But it's the energy of people fall under our protection when we allow them. You know, we don't realize the protection we give to people simply by still engaging with them, simply by not calling our power back, simply by choosing to engage with people. You know, but it's just as we choose to engage, we can choose to disengage. And when we disengage, what happens? Our spirit team kicks in. But our spirit team's not going to kick in if we're still right there. If we're still right there and our spirit team goes to do what they're going to do, we're going to be caught in the crossfire. Friendly fire. You think your spirit team wants that? You think the Most High wants that? Fuck no. Friendly fire is not a good thing. And so they, you know, but it's, you know, it's interesting. It's out of the love and care for us. You know, that our spirit team doesn't allow the storms to hit, certain storms to hit while we're still in these people's presence. But if we avoid it for so long, we have no choice but to sit here for the storm. Because we had every choice to evacuate. We heard the sirens, we saw the warnings, we were given the routes, but we chose to ignore it all. And so now, bunker down, Buttercup. You're here for the ride. This is where you wanted to stay? So be it. But that's how it is. Our choices, our decisions. You know, a lot of times we choose to stay with people, around places, around things that make shitty fucking choices, shitty fucking decisions. And who do you think that washes off onto? Us? Service industry worker. You know, down here on mission for the Most High. This is my light worker card. Light worker card. It's triggering. It's the way that you're able to see seeing the light in every situation. But what is seeing the light in every situation? Seeing the light is finding the lesson. Finding a lesson is finding something to give thanks for. Finding something to give thanks for is something to be grateful for. Finding something to be grateful for is finding something to smile for. Something to smile for is something to be happy for. And yes, that's why I'm so happy. Because I found this shitty fucking lesson and I learned it. So for that I give thanks that I'm happy. And it's triggering to people. How can you be so happy while we're getting our asses kicked? Well, how could I? Well, ask yourselves the same question though. How was I so unbothered while you were watching life kick my ass? It's the same way. It's the same way.
Faces in the current whispering my fate. Eyes wide open, mouths full of hate.
It's like it's the energy of these people. They're triggered. They're offended. That it's eyes open. It's you're opening people's eyes to the words that we speak, but it's the impact of the words that we speak. It's interesting. You're opening people's eyes to question not only just the words that we speak, but the words that we allow others to speak upon us. You know, the words that others speak upon us. You know, bartender, mixing up different ways. You know, but mixing up different ways to what? Different ways to put all of our balls together, but guess what? It's still not a pair. Or maybe it is a pair, but it's not a pair big enough. Maybe not a pair, well, not maybe. There's no maybe, there's no if and buts or maybes about it. You know, it's jokes on you if you thought that those games were going to work anymore. It's jokes on you, the games that, but it's the words, it's the mental magic, it's the verbal venom, it's the mental magic, it's the black magic, it's the you know, Slim Shady, but with all of our balls combined, that's like the energy of, well, everyone's doing it, but why do you got to be different? Why do you got to speak up? Why do you got to go against it? Everyone's doing it. Can't you just shut up and comply? You don't have to engage in it, but would you have to expose it? Can't you just shut up and sit back and let us enjoy our fuckery? Like, come on, what's wrong with you? You see how much fun we're having with our fuckery? And here you are, holier than thou, coming on fucking all of our shit up with the truth. It's like, how dare you? The audacity, how dare you? I don't know why I was just being brought to the DARE program. You know, but it's interesting, but the joke's on us, the DARE program, it's the government's bringing all the drugs in, motherfuckers. Joke's on you, but hey, but guess what? When the government brings the drugs in and they profit off of that, and they profit off you getting sick, and then you want to clean your life up, and they profit off of that too, they just profit all around. Joke's on you. You know, they bring the drugs in, and then when you want to get clean, they use the man-made more pharmaceuticals to get you clean off of that. Joke's on you. They're involved with every aspect of it. Every motherfucking aspect. Yeah, but emotional manipulation. The war on drugs is bad. If the federal government is the one bringing it in, if the federal government is the one making a profit of it, then the drugs are bad. But when the federal government is well, drugs are good, drugs are amazing, drugs are so happy and cheerful. Here, have some. Do we not make those connections? Do we not see the connections here, people? Are we still blind and ignorant? You know, the war on drugs, you know, Trump out here fighting the war on drugs. You want to fight the war on drugs? Get rid of the CIA. Get rid of the FBI. You want to fight the war on drugs? Hey, get rid of those people. You got to start from scratch. Those systems are corrupt as fuck. Corrupt as fuck. You look at Mena, Arkansas, under Bill Clinton. CIA bringing their drug smuggling planes in, dropping them. The kids that got ran over on the train track. Oh, because they were high and smoking weed on the train tracks. And they must not have heard the big-ass train shaking and vibrating the whole fucking ground below them. Because, oh, they were high. And they wrapped themselves up in a, well, what do they wrapped themselves up into a tarp. Yeah, because teenagers, when they're high, they just wrap themselves up in tarps and they go and lay on train tracks with moving fucking trains. Make it make sense. Well, but those are the questions Bill Clinton doesn't want you to ask. Those are the things that got Bill Clinton in his positions. From being a yes man to the shadow government, a yes man. Oh, he likes men all right. You know, Monica Lewinsky too. I'm led to believe that Monica Lewinsky was also part of the scandal, was a joke to make it seem like he actually likes women. He don't. Obama doesn't either. From what we're learning about the Epstein shit, they all love boys. You know, they all love the same. You know, it's a lot of. There's a lot of compelling facts about a lot of our presidents, I don't want to even call them wives. Well, I mean, but it's the transgender agenda. It's been right in our face for a long time. Right in our face, and that's the biggest joke on us. Is we have men masquerading as women want to sit here and tell our women how to be women. You're a motherfucking man. What do you know about being a woman? Not one goddamn thing in this lifetime, motherfucker. Like, come on. And that's the crazy part too, is, you know, we have these people, you know, and then we have men that want to tell the women how to be women, and women that want to tell the men how to be men, and it's like, what the actual fuck? We're all fucking confused. What the You cocksuckers. These fucking cocksucking motherfuckers. And lies. What lies am I speaking with that? Fact checking? Fact check that, motherfucker. Fact check that and come back with some real facts. My facts are true. Fuck you, motherfuckers. Oh, fuck your restrictions. Fuck that bullshit. Fuck this system. Fuck this shit. Bring the truth back. The truth is real. The truth is raw. The truth is uncomfortable. But the lies, let's coddle to the lies. Oh, restricted information. You're providing false information. Oh, we're going to restrict your views. Urgh. Fuck off. You think I'm going to stop? You know, my restrictions, my view count, fucking slim. But I don't do it for the view count. I do it because I'm being led to do it and because I know I'm doing good. I know I'm helping people. And you think I'm worried, I think I'm going to stop talking because I get restrictions. It's like, fuck off. Fuck all the way off. You know, it's these fact checkers that could really use a good skull fucking. They wouldn't know a true fact if it hit them in the motherfucking face. They wouldn't know a true fact if it got shoved up their fucking ass. Fucking uncomfortable motherfuckers. Anyways, yeah.
It's inside our homes, brother against brother in the land we own. We ain't fighting with cannons, we're fighting with hate, and the graves fill faster with every debate. The farmer shakes his head at the evening news, says how this country gets so confused. One side burning, the other holding ground, but the bodies keep falling in every town. Fathers with their rifles, mothers in tears, children grow up in a house of fear. We're supposed to be free, but we're chained by war, living every day like the calm before the storm. It's a modern day civil war right here on our streets. Common sense drawn out by the anger and the heat. Red against blue, truth against lies, and the children keep falling while the nation divides. This ain't the dream our fathers swore. We're living in a modern day civil war. So God help the broken and God help the brave. We're digging our country into its own grave. No winners, no flags, just silence and pain. If this modern day civil war keeps burning this way.
I live in gratitude every single day. Life feels great, life feels bright in every way. I smile at the small things, I love what I receive. The more I'm thankful, the more life comes to me. I'm grateful for my home, my space, my peace, for the comfort that holds me when I breathe. Grateful for our water, food on my plate, simple things feel royal, damn that's great. I'm grateful for my body, strong and alive, for the love I give and the love that arrives. Grateful for laughter, music, friends, for blessings that grow and never end. Already have enough, I stand in wealth, rich in joy and love and health. Every time I notice something good I see, abundance doubles right back to me. Yeah. Blessings on blessings every day more. Gratitude opens 1,000 doors. Life gives freely when I adore. Everything grows when I thank it from my core. I'm grateful, and wealth expands. I'm grateful, in all my plans. I'm grateful, I shine, I rise. Abundance lies right in my life. I'm grateful for what I hold. I'm grateful, my world is gold. I'm grateful, endlessly. Everything I touch flows easily. I'm grateful, grateful, rich inside. I'm grateful, grateful. Watch life like provide, I'm grateful, grateful. Life like provide, I'm grateful, grateful. I'm grateful for ideas that flow like light, for mornings soft and evenings bright. Grateful for comfort, joy and calm, for peace in my heart like a healing balm. Grateful for money that comes with ease, for success that grows like blooming trees. Grateful for chances that meet me halfway. I claim my blessings, I love this way. Life does me back for the love I give. I'm thankful just to breathe, to move, to live. Every moment shines like gems I hold. My life is lux, my spirit cold. Thank you for this moment, this breath, this now. Thank you for the path. Look at me.